Namaste, good morning. As you can see, we're getting closer to Christmas, so I thought we'd do a little Christmas theme back here. You know, this is as close as I get to the Christmas spirit. No, I don't have Christmas trees. I don't have any other things here. This is the full, I'm sharing with you my full Christmas happenings. This is it. Anyway, I thought today we would do on mind, controlling the mind. What's an aid to controlling the mind? And you'll see how that fits with this particular path, okay? So let's go ahead and go forward and see about how to control mind. What's an aid to do that? This is, again, we're taking from the Sri Ramana Gita. And I just wanted to put a side note on here before we begin. If you have my book, Kundalini Hell to Heaven, if you happen to get it through Amazon, and then you would be, of course, a verified reviewer. And if you have enjoyed the book, if it's helped you, you know, and if you have not yet put up a review on it, I would appreciate that. Because I've had nothing since 2006, I think, is when the book came out. 10 years it's been out. In 10 years, I've had nothing but every verified review has been a 5-star review, 1 4-star. I take it back, I have 1 4-star review, and all the rest have been 5-star reviews. Until November 25th. Now on November 25th, we had 10 of Nityananda's minions run over there, all unverified, of course, because none of them have looked at the book, never opened it, but they all ran over, and you'll see on there 10 reviews, all negative, on November 25th, and 2 later than that in December sometime. He had 2 more, kind of a little slow minions that went over there to put fake reviews up on my book. Of course, all of them are 1 star, and all of them say basically the same thing. Read the book, they went into severe depression. One person knows somebody that had the book, and they became lunatic. Yeah, they became lunatic. Okay. Anyway, and that it's not written by a guru. They need to have a book that's written by a genuine Indian guru. So anyway, this being said, I've talked with Amazon, and they said in a couple of days they would do something. They haven't done anything as yet. So if you have read the book, if you have bought it, especially through Amazon, then you're a verified reader, and I would appreciate it. If it has helped you in any way, shape, or form, if you would put up a review, that would be very nice. I would appreciate it. Thank you. So I hate to see somebody come there and not take the time to see all the negative reviews. All came in on magically November 25th. Yes. Not one bad review all those years until November 25th. And magically 10 people all ran over there to review the book on the same day. Yeah. Okay. Crazy. Crazy, crazy Nityananda followers. Anyway. So let's get on to our book here. The best among the knowers of truth spoke of the method of controlling the mind. Men attached to sense objects, ever obsessed by the thought, find it difficult to control the mind because of the strength of their vasanas. And the vasanas are their inherent tendencies, things that, are driving you, the things that you are attached to, okay? It said, again, when you take rebirth, some of these attachments that you have will draw you to a specific form and a specific body, okay? So this is talking about the mental spins that you have, the things that continue to drive the mind on a daily basis, okay? One should control the fickle mind by controlling the breath. Let's read that one more time. One should control the fickle mind by controlling the breath, and then, like a tethered animal, ceases to stray. Okay, so if you got a tethered animal, it's not going far. It can only go as far as that line is, that it's tied to. It can go a little bit, but it's not going to go as far as it was before. So this, again, is why we teach here. One of the first practices you get on this path is the balanced breath. Okay, why is it given out? Not only to aid in balancing Kundalini if it is awakened, or to keep it in balance if it's not awakened and it does awaken, but it's also an aid to help to still the mind. Okay, so this is why this is a very important practice. If you have not started and begun the balanced breath, I say look up the videos. Yes, I have a number of videos up here on how to do the balanced breath, the starting practices. Okay. With the control of breath, control of thoughts is also achieved. When thoughts are controlled, one stands established at their source. Okay. So again, when the mind is still, one can go beyond the thoughts into the source, which is located at the heart center. Okay, Hridayam, in the heart center. One is drawn into that, drawn into samadhi states, and one then goes beyond those constructed thought images. Okay. Control of the breath means merely watching the mind and the flow with the flow of breath. Okay. Through such constant watching, kumbhak does come about. For those unable to achieve kumbhak this way, the method of hatha yoga is prescribed. Okay. So we're going to go on to find out what kumbhak is for those that don't know. That is, Richaka exhalation should be done for 1 unit at a time, and Puraka inhalation for 1 unit, and Kumbhak or retention for 4 units. Thus the channels of the life force are purified. Okay. Well, we don't put so much strenuous on breathe in 1, breathe out 1, then hold 4. That's too much mental. Again, then they're only creating more mental process about it. Okay. So what it is, when one is doing the balanced breath, first one sits in a relaxed way. You want to be straight, upright. And then one just simply begins by becoming aware of the breath. So I guess we're going to go into how to do the balanced breath here. Okay. So one just becomes first aware of the breath and lets it relax. Totally relax, okay? So we're going to do a relaxed breath at this point in time. Just focus on where it's coming, if it's coming from the right nostril, the left nostril, which one is more impeded, which one has more airflow, okay? Okay, when you determine which one has more open airflow, which side has less airflow, then your attention goes on the side with the less airflow, and you spend the time to focus there and allow that side of that nostril to totally relax so that that breath will come in a little stronger way. Okay, so you get more airflow through there. It takes a little time, but once you get it, then it becomes very natural, easy to do. Okay, so you're going to focus on the side with less airflow. Allow that to totally relax. Don't restrict that until you get more of a balance there. Okay. Once that side is opened and you feel there's more of an airflow there, then you go to the other side, okay? and you allow that to, you take your breath in there. Then you take in the breath through both sides equally and evenly. Okay? We go through both sides equally and evenly. And from that point, we continue to do the breaths through both nostrils, you know, in an even way. Okay, so you want your breath to be balanced on both sides, so that when it does open, you know, that the energies are balanced in both sides, both channels. Okay, so you've got the 3 channels. You have the Sushmana, which goes straight up, and then you have the 2 side channels, the Inda and the Pingala. Okay, so we want to have all 3 of those channels awake and able to have a nice, even breath going. So again, when you work on it, you work on just relaxing into the breath, getting it to be balanced on both sides, and then you just continued in a relaxed awareness of that, okay? And that one-pointed focus on that will help to, you know, take your mind off of the revolving thoughts, you know, and it aids in stilling the mind, okay? When they become pure, the breath gets controlled gradually. Complete control of the breath is called Shuddha Kumbhaka. So, others, that is, Jnanis, define Rechaka as giving up the idea of the I am the body, Puraka as the quest for the self, and Kumbhaka as Sahasthiti or abidance in the self. Okay. So again, this is again referring back to the practices. Okay, giving up the idea I am the body, which would be when you're breathing out, it would be the practice of Om that I am. Whatever one is seeing, it's externalized. That breath is going externalized, so it's Om that I am. When the breath is internalized, it's I am that I am. Okay? So that's, we can add that to an explanation of what happens, okay? And then when things finally still, one gets pulled into the heart center, and then the ongoing samadhis begin to take place, okay? The sahasthiti, or abidance in the self, is when all the illusion and delusion has been broken into, and one remains in that heart center, in that cognition of awareness of realization, moksha, liberated being. Okay. Also, by repetition of mantras, the mind gets controlled. That's why also on this path, specific mantras are given out which aid in stilling the mind, breaking through the illusion and delusion of it. Okay, we have a number of different mantras that are given out which work on different areas. So the mantra and the breath are very important to doing the path to self-realization. And that's why they are given out specifically here. Okay. On this path, these mantras are not just given out, you know, usually when one is ready to do those mantras, they come and they become infused. I infuse them into the system, into your energetic system, so that they can awaken and they can work on your system. Okay. The mantra becomes one with the mind and also with the prana. Okay, you'll find out when you start doing the mantras, your breath goes in sync with the mantras as well. So all of these things become synchronized with an aid to breaking through, stilling, and pulling one into these samadhi states or into a realization eventually. Okay, when the syllables of the mantra become one with the prana, it is termed jhana. And when jhana becomes deep and firm, it leads to sahaj sthiti. Again, the mantras help to break through and pull one along into this final samadhi state. Okay. Also, by constant association with great enlightened seers, the mind gets merged in its own source. Yet again, this is another pointing. When one has a guru, and especially, even through the videos, there can be some type of transmission that takes place. There's a greater transmission if you happen to be in the auric field of the guru directly. Many students that have been here can attest to the fact when they come, their mind stills. They go into samadhi states. Okay, this just happens because they have been doing the mantras, doing the breath. They're connected with Guru. So there is that link there, energetic link. So when they come in here, it helps to still them immediately. They really go into a very quiet state very easily when they get around the energy here. So that's a little bit on how to control the thoughts, the mind, how it works with this path, why these things are given out the way they are here, so one understands a little bit more about this path, and why it's set up the way it is, and why I teach the way I do, and why I give the things that I do give out, and how they relate to an Advaita path, how they relate to realization. So I hope this has helped to clear up any kind of confusions. And I thank you all for continuing to walk your paths. Namaste. Very good to see all of you. Please continue forward in your journeys to realization. Hopefully we get more and more realized beings on the planet. Like I said, don't think that you're going to come to any path and in a year you're going to get realization. It's a very long process. It can take lifetimes of dedication. But the good news is, if you start in one lifetime and you don't complete it, you start where you left off when you come into your next embodiment. Okay, so that's the good news. You don't lose, you don't lose anything. But it's good to get started and to continue forward, the soonest that you can. It only gives you more time to work on it. So, namaste. Thank you.